Canadian Bulldog from Wrestling Merchandise and Memories. That's merchandiseandmemories.com. And today, as part of Tag Team Appreciation Month, we're counting down the top 50 tag teams of the 1990s, which for our purposes are the years 1990 through 1999. In counting down the top 50 tag teams of the 1990s, we looked at the following criteria. How prominent was the team between the years of 1990 and 1999? Were they a dominant duo in their chosen promotion or promotions? Did they capture championship gold, and if so, how frequently? And was the team promoted at or near the top of the card? Just before we get started, wanted to let you know that May is Tag Team Appreciation Month here at Wrestling Merchandise and Memories. We have more than 100 unique and interesting articles on the art of tag team wrestling, including features, videos, and even a daily tag team spotlight. Check it out at bit.ly/tag team month. Number 50. The WWF put together Mid-Carters, Owen Hart, and Koko B. Ware in 1992, and then outfitted them in baggy pants and sent them out as High Energy to face the likes of the Head Shrinkers, the Beverly Brothers, and the Nasty Boys. While the pairing only lasted a year, the tag team did get a shot against champions Money Inc. Number 49, the Headbangers first began teaming in 1994, with stops in the USWA and Smoky Mountain Wrestling. By 1996, Mosh and Thrasher debuted in the WWF, where they battled the likes of the Godwins, the Legion of Doom, and others, before briefly winning the WWF Tag Team Championship in 1997. Number 48. While the Bushwhackers' best days were behind them in the 1990s, they still had considerable television time in the WWF. Featured rivalries included the Beverly Brothers, the Nasty Boys, and the Natural Disasters. The WWE Hall of Famers also competed at the infamous Heroes of Wrestling pay-per-view in 1999. Number 47. After Pretty Paul Roma left the Four Horsemen in 1993, he began teaming with Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff in WCW. Managed by the Assassin, Pretty Wonderful went on to capture the World Tag Team Championship twice, feuding with teams such as the Nasty Boys and Stars and Stripes. Number 46. Whether as the original duo of Tanaka and Sato, or the later teaming of Tanaka and Kato, Paul Diamond under a mask, the Orient Express were a part of the WWF between 1990 and 1994. Managed by Mr. Fuji, the team battled the Legion of Doom, Duggan and Volkov, and even defeated the Rockers by countout at WrestleMania 6. Number 45. Long before they were household names, Lance Storm and Chris Jericho were known as the Thrill Seekers. Best known for their run in Smoky Mountain Wrestling against the Heavenly Bodies, the team also competed in Calgary and in Japan, sometimes using the team name Sudden Impact. Number 44. In the summer of 1990, WWF decided to turn Mid-Carters Hercules and Paul Roma heel, aligning them with Slick and calling the duo Power and Glory. During the year that they were a team, they beat the Rockers at SummerSlam, battled the Hart Foundation, and lost in 59 seconds to the Legion of Doom at WrestleMania 7. Number 43. Axel Rotten and Balls Mahoney formed a popular team in ECW during the late 1990s. Dubbed the Hardcore Chair Swingin' Freaks, the team battled the Dudley Boys and the FBI. They also took on ECW Tag Team Champions Lance Storm and Chris Candido at WrestlePalooza 97. Number 42. Although Haku and the Barbarian originally began teaming in 1991 as members of the Bobby Heenan family, taking on the Rockers at WrestleMania 7, they lasted far longer outside the WWF. The team continued in New Japan and later reassembled in WCW around 1996 as the Jimmy Hart-managed Faces of Fear. Number 41. In 1990, the Southern Boys of Steve Armstrong and Tracy Smothers were mid-card fixtures in WCW, feuding with the Midnight Express and the Fabulous Freebirds. By 1991, they turned heel, renaming themselves the Young Pistols and feuding with the WCW Patriots, and once capturing the United States Tag Team titles. Number 40. Originally a top team in the AWA during that promotion's dying years, Wayne Bloom and Mike Enos were briefly also working for WCW as the masked Minnesota Wrecking Crew 2. By 1991, though, they were part of the WWF as Bo and Blake, the Beverly Brothers, feuding with the Legion of Doom and the Rockers. Number 39, WWE Hall of Famers Greg the Hammer Valentine and the Honky Tonk Man had teamed on and off in the past, but they became a permanent duo in the 1990s as Rhythm and Blues, with Valentine dyeing his hair black to match Honky Tonk's and then performing their hit song, Hunka Hunka Honky Love. Number 38, competing previously in World Class and WCW as the Samoan SWAT team, Fatu and Samu entered the WWF as the Head Shrinkers in 1992. Managed by Alpha and later Captain Lou Albano as well, the Savages held the WWF World Tag Team titles briefly. Later on, Samu was replaced by Head Shrinker Sione, better known to fans as the Barbarian. Number 37, Dennis Knight and Mark Canterbury first teamed up in the USWA in 1991 and then moved to WCW as the mid-card team Tex Slazenger and Shanghai Pierce. By 1996, Knight joined Canterbury in the WWF, now under the names Phineas and Henry Godwin, winning the Tag Team Championship and being managed by Hillbilly Jim. Number 36. In 1993, Nelson Knight and Bobby Knight were known as the Harlem Knights in the USWA. They quickly moved to the WWF, where they were repackaged as rappers Mo and Mabel, with manager Oscar completing the trio and helping them spell Men on a Mission, or MOM. The duo briefly held the WWF Tag Team titles. Number 35, WWE Hall of Famers Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson began the 1990s feuding with each other in WCW, but the 80s tag team icons known as the Rock and Roll Express did reunite, competing in WCW, Smoky Mountain Wrestling, the USWA, and even the WWF for brief periods. Number 34, the groundbreaking team of New Jack and Mustafa Saeed debuted in Smoky Mountain Wrestling in 1994, where their controversial comments angered the mostly Southern audience. They moved the team to ECW in 1995, where they captured the tag team titles twice. Number 33, although they were very much a temporary tag team, Bobby Heenan family members Andre the Giant and Haku formed a team in late 1989 and immediately defeated Demolition for the WWF Tag Team Championship. The Colossal Connection defended the belts at WrestleMania 6, and right after dropping the gold, the duo disbanded. Number 32, originally consisting of Dr. Tom Pritchard and Sweet Stan Lane, the Jim Cornette-managed Heavenly Bodies dominated Smoky Mountain Wrestling in 1992. Lane soon left in favor of Gigolo Jimmy Del Rey, and the team moved to the WWF while still working in Smoky Mountain, which was very much an anomaly in that era. Number 31, in 1994, WCW put together mid-carder Marcus Alexander Bagwell with the Masked Patriot to form an all-American duo known as Stars and Stripes. Battling the likes of Pretty Wonderful, Harlem Heat, and the Blue Bloods, the team managed to capture the WCW Tag Team Championship twice. Number 30, the WWF took the unusual step in 1995 of putting together two top single stars, Lex Luger and Davey Boy Smith, as a tag team known as the Allied Powers. While they never captured Tag Team Gold, the duo defeated Jacob and Ula Blue at WrestleMania 11 and challenged WWF champions Owen Hart and Yokozuna. Number 29, out of the ashes of the fabulous Rougeau brothers and the Mountie, rose the Quebecers, a team that debuted in the WWF in 1993. Jacques and Pierre managed to hold the WWF Tag Team title 3 times, later moving to the WCW as the Amazing French Canadians, and then back once more, briefly, to the WWF in 1997. Number 28, as charter members of the Four Horsemen and best friends, WWE Hall of Famers Arn Anderson and Ric Flair teamed several times in their career. In 1990, the two engaged in a brief heel versus heel feud with Doom. By 1993, the team were babyfaces battling the Hollywood Blondes. And in 1995, the two worked together to turn on Sting. Number 27, the Public Enemy were one of the first acts to debut under Paul Heyman's ECW. Longtime rivals Johnny Grunge and Rocco Rock teamed up in Philadelphia, capturing the ECW Tag Team Championship 4 times. They also struck gold during their 1996 to 1998 run in WCW, although they fared worse in the WWF. Number 26. Although less popular than Arn Anderson's 1980s pairing with Tully Blanchard, the teaming of Anderson and Larry Zbyszko was still a top story in 1991. Together as the Enforcers, the two quickly captured the vacant WCW World Tag Team Championship and feuded with the likes of Barry Windham and Dustin Rhodes. Number 25. The Eliminators were first formed in the USWA in 1993, although they really began to gain momentum when they joined ECW in 1995. During their run in ECW, Perry Saturn and John Kronus battled the Pitbulls, Public Enemy, and many other teams, capturing the ECW Tag Team Championship 3 times. Number 24. Brothers-in-law Owen Hart and the British Bulldog first began teaming when Bulldog had turned heel in 1995, and both were being managed by Jim Cornette. Eventually, they captured the WWF Tag Team Championship. Number 23. Formed during the final few years of ECW, few teams were as dominant as the Impact players Lance Storm and Just Incredible. Managed by Don Marie and accompanied by Jason, they won the ECW Tag Team Championship in 1999. Number 22. WWE Hall of Famers The Fabulous Freebirds made their mark in the 1980s, but were still a top team for much of the following decade. Now consisting of Michael Hayes and Jimmy Jam Garvin and managed by Diamond Dallas Page, the Freebirds were United States and World Tag Team Champions in WCW. Number 21. Few teams were as prominent in the early 1990s WWF as the Smoking Guns were. Billy and Bart Gunn, who had competed on the independent scene before debuting in the WWF in 1993, captured the promotion's Tag Team Championship 3 times, battling the Godwins, Money Inc., and other teams. Number 20. The Million Dollar Man Ted DiBiase and Irwin R. Schyster won the WWF Tag Team Championship at a house show in 1992, despite never teaming up before. Later dubbed Money Inc., they would go on to hold the belt 3 times, battling the Natural Disasters, the Steiner Brothers, Hogan and Beefcake, and the Nasty Boys. Number 19. Former rivals Terry Bam Bam Gordy and Dr. Death Steve Williams began teaming in All Japan in 1990, where they won that group's Tag Team Championship 5 times. The team then moved to WCW in 1992, pitted against Rick and Scott Steiner, and captured both the NWA and WCW tag team titles. Number 18. Both trained by the original Sheik, Rob Van Dam and Sabu began teaming in ECW in 1997 and captured the Tag Team Championship twice, feuding with the likes of the Dudley Boys and the team of Shinzaki and Hayabusa. They were also part of the ECW Turncoat angle, where they aligned with the WWF's Jerry the King Lawler. Number 17. The Nasty Boys entered WCW in 1990, ambushing US Tag Team Champions Rick and Scott Steiner. They quickly moved to the WWF, managed by Jimmy Hart, and won Tag Team Gold there as well. By 1993, they had returned to WCW with Missy Hyatt as their manager, adding 3 more tag team titles. Number 16. WWE Hall of Famers The Natural Disasters were formed in 1991 when the WWF decided to team their 2 biggest wrestlers together, turning Tugboat heel and renaming him Typhoon. Together with Earthquake and managed by Jimmy Hart, the 850-pound duo captured the WWF World Tag Team Championship. Number 15. At WrestleMania 11, Owen Hart was set to debut a mystery partner against the Smoking Guns. It turned out to be the nearly 600-pound Yokozuna, and the pair quickly won the WWF Tag Team Championship. Managed by Mr. Fuji and then later Jim Cornette, the team was on top of the tag team rankings throughout 1995. Number 14. After teaming together in Omega and other independent promotions, Matt and Jeff Hardy became a regular part of WWF programming in 1998. While they wouldn't dominate the tag team ranks until the 2000s, they did manage to have a best of 7 series with Edge and Christian and defeated the Acolytes. Number 13. At the beginning of 1990, Ron Simmons and Butch Reed were unmasked after briefly being managed by Woman, adopting Teddy Long as their manager and winning the WCW World Tag Team Championship. Doom battled the likes of the Steiner Brothers, the Four Horsemen, and the Fabulous Freebirds. Number 12. WWE Hall of Famers Sting and Lex Luger first began teaming up in 1988 when they captured the Crockett Cup. In the early 1990s, they feuded with the Four Horsemen and had a classic match against the Steiner brothers. By 1995, both men returned to WCW and captured the WCW World Tag Team titles. Number 11, while Axe and Smash first teamed up as Demolition in the late 1980s, they were still an active unit into the following decade. The duo regained the WWF World Tag Team titles at WrestleMania 6 and soon added a third member, Crush, to the unit. Smash and Crush teamed up on their own, keeping the Demolition name intact. Number 10, lifelong best friends Edge and Christian began teaming on the independent circuit in 1997. When both were recruited by the WWF, they picked up where they left off and teamed as members of the Brood and then on their own. While they didn't win tag team gold until the year 2000, they were still climbing the ladder. Number 9, WWE Hall of Famers the Hart Foundation reached their greatest heights in the 1980s, though they did have a successful run in 1990, capturing the WWF Tag Team Championship from Demolition and then losing to the Nasty Boys. Bret Hart and Jim Neidhart also had a tremendous series of matches against the Rockers. Number 8, thrown together by the Brain Trust in WCW in 1993 with no real plan for them to get pushed, Stunning Steve Austin and Brian Pillman, the Hollywood Blondes, proved the critics wrong by dominating the promotion's tag team scene for most of the year, having high-profile matches against the Four Horsemen and the team of Ricky Steamboat and Shane Douglas. Number 7, what a rush! WWE Hall of Famers the Legion of Doom began terrorizing opponents in 1983, although Hawk and Animal continued their path of destruction well into the 1990s. They captured the WWF World Tag Team titles in 1991 and 1997, and the LOD also teamed in New Japan Pro Wrestling as well as WCW. Number 6, WWE Hall of Famers the Dudley Boys are arguably one of the greatest tag teams in history, and the 1990s were where they did most of the damage. In ECW, the Half Brothers captured the Tag Team Championship 8 times between 1996 and 1999, and then they also moved to the WWF in 1999, building on their legend. Number 5, WWE Hall of Famers Booker T and Stevie Ray first began teaming in independent promotions before coming to WCW in 1993. Managed by Colonel Robert Parker and then later Sister Sherry, Harlem Heat captured the WCW World Tag Team titles 7 times and feuded with the likes of the Nasty Boys. Number 4, WWE Hall of Famers Kevin Nash and Scott Hall became WCW's most formidable tag team in the 1990s, dispatching of everyone from Harlem Heat to the Steiner brothers with relative ease. Together, the Outsiders captured the WCW Tag Team Championship 5 times. Number 3, oh, you didn't know? WWE Hall of Famers the New Age Outlaws were arguably the most popular tag team in the WWF during the Attitude Era, with Road Dogg and Billy Gunn teaming in 1997 and capturing the WWF World Tag Team titles 4 times, feuding with the Legion of Doom and other top teams along the way. Number 2, even though the Rockers went their separate ways in 1992, the team was dubbed the Tag Team of the 90s for very good reason. Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty brought a fast-paced, high-flying style to the WWF, whether tangling with Demolition, the Hart Foundation, Power and Glory, or other top teams. And the number 1 tag team of the 1990s? It's hard to find a pairing that were more successful during this period than WWE Hall of Famers Rick and Scott Steiner. Together, they captured the WCW World Tag Team titles 7 times, as well as the US Tag Team titles, the IWGP Tag Team titles, and even the WWF World Tag Team titles. In addition, they also won the Pat O'Connor Memorial Tag Team Tournament and had classic matches against most of the 1990s top tag team combinations. So, what did you think? Which teams did we miss? Which teams did we misplace? Let us know in the comments below, and be sure to like and subscribe to Wrestling Merchandise and Memories for much more great content.